You've decided to buy a house. Congratulations. I am so excited for you. Now, who are you going to go talk to when it comes to your mortgage? Because that is the first step you need to take. You need to get a pre-approval. But do you go to the bank or do you go to a mortgage agent? Today, I'm going to go over why a mortgage agent is the person to go speak to when it comes to finding out what you can qualify for a mortgage and to go through the entire process with, because they are here to benefit you and nobody else. By the way, my name is Amira Dunnet and I'm a local real estate agent right here in the GTA, and I'm with eXp Realty. And if you have any questions about the buying process or the selling process anywhere in the GTA, you can always reach out to me at any time to see how we can benefit you through the buying or selling process. Now let's jump right into it. Number one, did you know that most of the time a lender does pay for the services of a mortgage agent? If the mortgage agent is able to get you in with an A lender or sometimes a B lender, the lender does pay for their services. So you get free services from that mortgage agent if you fall under those categories. Most people think they have to pay for a mortgage agent, but this agent is in your corner, protecting you through this entire process and making sure that you are getting what you need in a mortgage. Now, what is involved in a mortgage? Do you even know? What we usually look at is just the interest rate. That's all we really know. But picking a mortgage agent that breaks down everything for you is super important because you want to make sure you are getting the right product for you. I want to let you know that my husband is a mortgage agent, and the way that he breaks down all of the information for the clients that I've already sent him has blown my mind. I have a few examples for you that I want to break down because they are shocking and people don't even know what is involved in their mortgage, and he helps you understand that. If you don't know, his contact information is right there in the description. Go ahead and reach out to him at any time. He is always available to answer any questions that you have. So the first thing that my husband does is he sits down and asks you what your goals are for the future. Now, why would a mortgage agent ask you what your goals are for the future? It is because he wants to know where you want to be in 5 to 10 years. Like I said, most people ask what the lowest interest rate is and how they can get that lowest interest rate. But did you know that the lowest interest rate is mostly a 5-year fixed rate? Where we are today, the interest rate is potentially going to go down 4 times in the next year and even double in the next 2 years. Would you want to be locked in a 5-year fixed rate? Probably not. And the reason he sits down and asks you what your goals are is, for example, let's say you're planning to buy a condo and you're like, oh, this is perfect for me right now. But what if you're about to get married, have some kids? Is that condo going to be the space you want to stay in for 5 years? Most likely not. If you get a 5-year fixed rate, you are locked in for those 5 years. And if you decide to break that mortgage in the middle, which me and my husband actually did from a condo to upgrade to a townhouse because we got a dog, there is a penalty you have to pay. That penalty can be upwards of 3% of the leftover mortgage that you currently have. What if that's an $800,000 mortgage? Would you want to pay up to $35,000 just to break this mortgage because you need an upgrade because you bought a condo 4 years ago or 3 years ago because all it was you and your husband or you and your wife? No. So this is why my husband asks, because he still wants you to purchase that condo. The difference is he goes, okay, what if we give you a 3-year term instead of a 5-year term? Yes, it is going to be a little bit higher of an interest rate because it is a 3-year term. But you do not have to pay a penalty to break, because in 3 years, maybe you'll be at the point of just having a first child. Then you can sell that property and you can upgrade without having to pay $30,000 to $40,000 to break that mortgage. Like I said, the interest rate may be a little higher, but you may pay about $600 to $800 a year additionally instead of that big chunk of money because you have to break that mortgage. Now, if you walk into a bank, you may ask for the cheapest interest rate. And what they do is they'll give it to you. They may not ask these questions because the bank is protecting themselves and working in their own best interest. A mortgage agent has a fiduciary duty to work in the best interest of the client. That is their job. So working in your best interest and protecting you through the entire process is what they are supposed to do. They're literally like the middleman between the bank and you, and they work in your best interest. So I always suggest to go to a mortgage agent instead of the bank so that you can get the best product for yourself. Another benefit of going to a mortgage agent is they have access to multiple lenders. They don't just have access to the big banks. They also have access to monolines and credit unions. Now, people think that just sounds like it's not the right way to go, but monolines are professionals with just mortgages. All they do is they just provide mortgages and no other style of lending. Think about it. If you've hurt your knee, would you rather just go to your regular doctor or would you want to go to a specialist? I would want to go to a specialist to make sure that they know exactly what is going on with my knee. In the same sense, a monoline works only with mortgages. So they are the mortgage specialist. So if you get a mortgage under a monoline, you are under someone that works professionally with just that style of product. Credit unions as well are a great place to go because you are a part of their credit union. So you would actually have to open a bank. You don't have to use it, but open a bank and maybe even get some dividends back from being with a credit union. So there are benefits to these different styles of banking that is not just from the big banks. So mortgage agents have access to all these styles of banks so they can find the best product for you and you only. With these styles of banks like monolines and credit unions, they also do have penalties if you are going to break your mortgage, but they are less. So there are options that mortgage agents have to take you to that can actually benefit you. Let's say you do get a lower interest rate because you want that 5-year fix, but you know you may break your mortgage. Mortgage agents will be like, okay, let's look at what other options are there. Let's look at what these penalties look like and see what works best for you. This gives them the ability to have multiple solutions and be flexible with their clients. They show you multiple options of pros and cons of each bank or each lender to go to, and then you can decide who you want to go to at the end. With the bank, they have their products and they have their interest rates. There are not a lot of options when you go directly to a bank, which is why, again, a mortgage agent would be the best avenue to take. Banks also have strict guidelines with who they can lend to. For example, someone that is self-employed or business for self, it's a bit more difficult for them to go directly to the bank and get funded for a mortgage. They are also very strict to stay under a 44% TDS, while other lenders will give you the ability to go higher than 44%. So again, just speaking to a mortgage agent, they can look at what your GDS and your TDS are, and they can see if there are other options for you that can give you a bit of wiggle room on those percentages, because the 5 main banks have to stick to those GDS and TDS limits, while there are other lenders that mortgage agents have access to that can actually be a bit more flexible. Some other options that are out there are programs for specific styles of people. Like an example would be frontline support. There are actual programs that come from other lenders for frontline support people or people that go by stated income. What stated income means, they look at bank statements and they look at how much you've made. So you have the ability to go to other lenders that will look at your stated income with looking at bank statements. Again, those options aren't available by going to the main 5 banks. It is better to go to a mortgage agent who has access to these style of lenders. My husband has preached that he's going to be contacting every single year or at the end of the term to see if they can get you a better rate through the process. After your first term, when the bank goes to renew your mortgage, they don't usually give you the best possible rate because they've already locked you in and got you into their bank. So it is really smart to go back to a mortgage agent after your term is almost over, maybe 6 months left, and see if they can switch you over to another bank that can give you a better rate that the bank that you're currently with is giving you. There are options out there, and you need to really be informed of what those options are, because you may end up paying more in the future if you don't know these options that you have. That is why I always preach to speak to a mortgage agent, find out all the avenues that are available to you, and take the steps that are going to benefit you through this process. Why would you just go to a bank when someone can actually look at all the options available to you to protect you and get you the best product for yourself? Like I said, My information is right there in the description. My husband's information is right there in the description. Reach out to us at any time. We are always here to help and guide you through this crazy process of making the biggest transaction you will ever make in your entire life. And you want to do it right. So you need to contact the correct people to do it right. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope this video does explain why a mortgage agent is the way to go, or a mortgage broker is the way to go when it comes to getting a mortgage for yourself, when it comes to purchasing a property. It is the best, and I would say only avenue to take, because you want to protect yourself and make sure you have the right product for you. I make a video like this every single week, and I make a market update every single month. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it, and please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys all next week.